The following podcast should not be misconstrued as legal advice in any way, shape, or form. You would have to be an absolute idiot to take our advice seriously. I mean, look at us. We're dumb. Nate thinks opening day refers to the new Walmart. Joe lost all his money this weekend playing cards. The game, solitaire. We cannot stress enough. Do not take our advice. The listener does so at their own peril. Well, I'm Joe.
And I'm Nate.
And we are the premier criminal consultants in the Boston area, here to help you with your perfect crimes.
Joe, I am extremely excited today. We have our very first true criminal, in a sense. I mean, beyond criminal.
True.
He is an evil genius.
Yeah.
We have never, I mean, the world yearns for true evil. We have some, the Netanyahus.
And Netanyahu's the true evil genius. But yes, go ahead.
But I wouldn't call him a genius. I would call him evil, but I wouldn't call him a genius.
He's a very
This
stupid
man is supreme evil genius.
Yeah, you might be familiar with his work if you encountered the 3 feet of snow that fell on this goddamn country.
He is responsible for all of it. He will tell you all about it. Y'all
Yeah.
give it up for Big Thunk.
Thank you guys for having me.
Of course, we're very excited. Like I said, I've never met a genius. You can all be an evil genius, and you can tell you're a genius because of the size of your head.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's quite the cranium, sir.
Yeah,
Quite
it's
the cranium.
entirely filled with brain matter. There's no room for a skull, so it's just brain there.
That's
Remarkable.
amazing.
Yeah.
It's true.
amazing.
And if I would say that, some not so well respected scientists would have a very interesting time with you. They would be very, very fascinated by that. Certainly, they would think that you were the smartest man that they'd ever seen in their life. But
Yeah.
you would be an anomaly. I mean, I don't think they make calipers big enough. I don't think they make the tongs big enough, friend. That's
Yeah,
No,
this-
exactly.
This would just break phrenology.
This would break phrenology. You would have broken the mold. You would have disproved it 100 years before it ever really took hold. I mean, they would have been like, "My God, look at that brain! It's massive." Because they all thought that if you had a big head, then you were an idiot. But no, I mean, they could only be brain. You can see the brain flexing out of it.
Yeah.
It's the knowledge is radiating off of it. It's an intense heat.
It is. The thing with it is like I send off like telekinesis waves constantly, so I'm
believe it.
constantly able to think what people are thinking.
Is that why?
yeah.
Okay, so if you're
Shit.
wondering, I know if you thought it, I've been new.
Yes,
That's true.
That
Okay.
is true. Yes.
So now, and you also do, because I mean, this is an interesting episode because we rarely get to talk to somebody who's so deeply involved in the world of of villainry. You know, so there was a massive snowstorm recently. I mean, a few months ago but I did notice, immediately on social media that you took to the streets.
Yes.
To inspect your work, is what you said.
Yes. I created a Blizzinator. It's not my first Blizzinator, but I perfected it this year around, and I was very happy
Excellent.
of the results of the Blizzinator.
I did-
Very effective.
I did see it was
Annoyingly effective.
I believe it was the oscillator that you had repaired. You had found a great oscillator. I mean, I was very excited.
Yeah. So my previous Blizzanators, they didn't have the correct oscillator. It wasn't oscillating quite fast enough. Yeah. In order to create a thermal effect.
The oscillation speed was not high enough.
was
of
not.
course.
No,
Of course. I have to tell you too. I'm a little bit starstruck. I'm one of your biggest fans. I follow you religiously.
It's true.
I am a little bit in awe right now.
Nate's got a thing for megalomania.
I do. I do. I love it. Now, before we kind of get into your crime, I want to learn some about Big Thunk.
Okay.
So tell me, before this brain, before it grew, did you have what other sort of, did you have any other prototypes or anything like that? Because obviously, I mean, were you born with this or was this by design?
I was born with this. I was
Okay.
born, it was smaller and it started gradually growing over time.
Okay.
I was picked last in school. For school competitions.
Sure.
But I always had a knack for invention and I was always trying to invent.
And you don't see that a lot anymore. You rarely hear people talking about their inventions. My creation. That's, you don't hear that anymore.
Because inventions aren't as like whimsical as they used to be.
No one uses rubber bands and bubble gum anymore.
No, not at
no
all.
one uses marbles or anything like that.
Nope.
I haven't seen one egg in an iPhone. No.
No.
What's
It's
the
all
point?
artificial intelligence these days. It's
No,
just
no
grok.
baking soda, no vinegar, no nothing. Like,
And for a person like me, You see, exactly. Artificial intelligence. What does that even mean?
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
even know what that means.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
I need to see it.
Yeah.
I need to see the rubber bands go flink, flink, flink. That's what I want. I need to see the bowling ball go down the tube.
Yeah.
That's if I
What
don't.
the hell are you talking about?
I'm talking about my
like you need
ideal-
to see rubber bands work to know that science
To
is
work-
happening.
Yeah, certainly. If I even the way I mean, sometimes I close the coffee maker and I wonder what goes on in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So I mean, if I could, if everything could be
It's
clear.
literally they bring hot water up and pour it over the coffee in the
And,
coffee
well,
maker.
I don't.
Like,
You don't
it's
know
like-
that for sure. Once
Yes,
you close
I
that
do. It's
thing,
like-
once it's closed,
Once
you
it's
don't know.
closed,
You
anything
don't
can
know.
elves do this?
Schrodinger's box. The cat lives. That calico. What do you know? I don't know. I don't know. We haven't opened it up. We don't know what's inside. We will never know unless it's clear. And you you live in the world of invention where you can get back to this, where you
Yes.
can recreate these sort of inventions. That's what I love.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
And it's like I get a lot of
Tell me, could I see the oscillator on the Blizzinator? You think?
right now, I'm having a hard time with trying to keep my inventions to myself because I don't know if you noticed, but the president of the United States,
Cool guy.
yeah,
Not
we're
from
not
the
so
pod.
cool right now. He stole one of my inventions, the discombobulator.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
And he used it in Venezuela, and I was very upset about that. Yeah,
But- And what does the discombobulator do?
it's,
Well, you've heard Pete Hegseth talk. I mean,
well, he's actually I think he was in Venezuela when they shot off the discombobulator. That's why he is the way he is.
That's why now
Yeah.
he's jumbled up. He's all jumbled up. He got too close. He got too close to the device.
Yeah.
Say, someone pressed the button. He was too close to the device. When he pressed the button, he was
And I was, I had specific warning signs on a discombobulator. You can't just go willy nilly with a discombobulator. It's gonna
Obviously.
make your ears bleed. It's a lot of things can happen.
which is that's a horrifying thing. That's
Oh,
one
yeah.
of my greatest fears is my ears bleeding.
that's up there. Eyes bleeding, number one. Ears bleeding, close
Close.
second.
I mean, that's horrifying.
Yeah.
That's
Nosebleeds, strangely acceptable in society. I don't know. Like, it's funny.
I do like the idea of someone's got he has the discombobulator. They
Yeah.
press the button, they walk away, and someone's like, "Oh God damn it! You were too close to the discombobulator. You're bleeding from the ears."
That's why I had the warning signs on it. But he took them right off when he stole them. So
I mean, do you have any other inventions that you're or that you're working on? Do you have any in concept or any that you're actually working on right now, actively building?
I have a few. I am trying to. Well, it actually ties into my crime a little bit. So I am trying to create a serum for a new class of superhuman. And so yeah, so that's-
Interesting. Well,
Netanyahu's doing the same thing. That's great.
it's been attempted a couple times in history.
I think he has different goals, though.
yeah.
What are your goals with this superhuman serum? What kind of superhuman ability? Are we all going to be smart? Are we going to be strong?
Will we be Jewish?
Well, I just want everybody to be a little brighter, like just
A little.
a
Oh,
little brighter.
wow.
that sounds nice.
That
Yeah,
sounds
that sounds
actually.
nice.
That's a good
Yeah.
idea. That's
Yeah.
that's nice.
Actually.
Okay.
There's some like precedent for something like that. Did you guys know? So sodium has vitamin D in it, right? Or salt has what?
Salt has electrolytes in it, I think. Or
No,
something
I
like
thought
that.
they added
Salt-
something to it. What is the additive in salt? Hold on. Let me Google this real
iodine?
quick.
Iodine.
That's it.
Iodine. Yeah.
Oh,
iodine.
iodine does help with intelligence.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, but do you know why they started putting it in salt?
No.
Okay, so during World War I, when they did the draft,
Yes.
they noticed that everybody that was coming from the coasts had an IQ score that was 10 points higher on average than people who came from the middle of the country. And they realized that was because crops that were grown on the coast naturally had iodine put into them because of the way that you get it from the ocean.
Yeah.
It turns into the soil, and then the soil gets into the plants, and so crops on the coasts are much more like naturally proficient in iodine.
Yeah.
And so because of that, like you said, iodine like really helps with brain development.
Yes.
And so like they started putting iodine in salt.
So everybody would have.
Yes. And so like that was actually one of these examples, like because I read about it in a Malcolm Gladwell book where he was talking about what's the difference between doping for sports and raising your nation's IQ level by introducing a chemical that would not naturally occur. Like sort of that's the thought experiment, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Interesting.
and he was like, I don't know. Like, I mean, like
It's pretty. That is pretty ingenious, though. I do like to imagine that, like in places like Ohio, they remain pretty dumb because of the lack of spices and salt. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they're like boil the potato and swallow it. You know, like,
Yeah.
like you know what I mean? Like
Ohio just has its own series of problems. I've threatened once to send Ohio into the Great Lakes. lakes.
I think that's where I went to college in Ohio, and it belongs like at the bottom of a lake. They should just turn Ohio, make Lake Erie, Lake Ohio, like just have it flood. It'd be great.
Now, I do like that. Have you called it for any other sort of? And I do like the idea that you have sort of called for a fatwa, because you do remind me of. And you were
doing a fatwa?
Well,
We're doing a fatwa?
I don't think we can anymore. There's no more Ayatollah, or is there a new one yet?
Isn't the old Ayatollah a lot like the new Ayatollah? I don't know how this goes. It's
They're
his
claiming
son,
that
right?
his son, they're claiming it's his son, but I don't think he wants to outwardly say it right now. Just
for
due to
fear.
Why not? What could go wrong?
What could possibly go wrong there? Well, you do. And we do pack those in the background. We do pack those. We pack a couple of those for every episode. But you resemble, like you say, the Yakuba, who is, and I do want to read this loud because I do want to emphasize that I did not write this. That this was I didn't even come up with this idea.
Yeah.
This is a man that people believe in, and I didn't come up with it.
So anyway, Easter's on Sunday.
Say, according to the Nation of Islam doctrine, shout out Nation of Islam, friends of the pod, friends of the pod, friends of the pod, Nation of Islam, friends of the pod. Yakuba was a black Meccan scientist who lived 6,600 years ago and created the white race. Is it possible that you created the white race? How old are you?
Well, I'm not 6,000 years old.
Okay, well, then that's out the window. But I do like that.
You don't look a day over 5,000.
You don't.
Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that. You know?
How old are you, Thunk?
I'm 30 years old.
Oh, okay.
Young genius.
I'm a young-
That's why they
yeah.
do all their good work, you know?
Were you like a chess master as a child or anything like that?
No, I'm actually getting into chess. Chess was one of the things I was deprived of.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Where were you raised?
So I was raised in a small town in New Jersey.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So very humble beginnings.
Beginnings.
Very humble beginnings. But like where the genius really kicked in was during COVID. That's mostly where like my genius lore becoming Big Thunk happened.
That's when you start drinking iodine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, all I was drinking was iodine.
Oh,
Yeah.
my lips were orange. I remember my grandma used to have iodine. Like, she put some iodine on it, and it was like this orange stuff. You
Oh,
put
yeah.
on.
Yeah.
Like stain your skin exactly. It's like,
Yeah.
his lips were orange gold with the color of iodine.
My favorite thing, I had a cut on my lip. I put iodine on it. I was like, whoa, this tastes kind of good. And then it just kept going. So,
Damn.
I do like that. I do like that.
From that humble origin.
Yeah.
You've really come far. I mean, like I say, you have an immense fan group. I myself am a massive fan. In fact, I'm a bit embarrassed. I asked someone for a bit of memorabilia. I asked someone to commission me, a sort of a brain.
Yes.
And I wanted a brain like you.
Yeah.
And because I'm a fan. I'm a fan. Patty the Batty Pimblett is a UFC fighter with a very specific haircut, and he sells wigs, and they love the wig. I wanted the brain, and I thought of a prototype, and I wanted this prototype to be something that you could present to people, that you could sell to fund your enterprise. I want to show it to you. Here. Where has it gone? Where has it gone here? Is it you? Thank you. Thank you very much. It's thank you. I did place it on the wrong
It is
side.
kind of large. Hold on. There we go. I think so. Yeah.
I did accidentally put it on the wrong side of the table there, so you have seen it, and I do apologize. But and I do want to emphasize that it didn't come out the exact way that I wanted it to.
Okay.
But if you would like, it's a possibility. It's something you could consider.
Okay.
And let's see here. Now I'm going to remove my headphones, take off my hat. Now, this is the device.
Yeah.
It's unfortunately it's sort of the brain split in the middle, and it goes less for a cranial and more of a scrotal shape.
I see that.
Which is
Kind of looks like it has genital warts
Well,
for our listeners listening and not watching.
and there is unfortunately a very phallic object that sort of came. That was a design flaw. I left it on the stove too long, and it sort of we had a bit of a melting. However, it does perhaps maybe look like a different version of you.
Sort of looks like the fly Jeff Goldblum turns into in The Fly.
Could this possibly be a replica of your own genitals?
That's
It's a little small.
scarily accurate. Yeah. But
I do. I've thought about it hard, and I've put it on both directions, and I find that it looks surprisingly more scrotal if I keep the phallic end
I think
in the
it
back.
probably looks
Let's see.
scrotal both ways.
It's if we go here.
I
have
love
sort
it
of
when
a-
a plan comes together.
We do. It does have the appearance of. It does kind of have a scrotal effect. A slight scrotal effect.
And the phallic part
slight.
is hidden.
But the phallic part is hidden,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
is important, I think, because you don't obviously there's no phallus. There's no phallus in your brain. Now, if I put it this way, however, let's see. Now, obviously, my vision is obscured, and I have a penis in my face,
Right,
which
right.
is. I mean, I don't know that. I mean, perhaps. I'd have to ask my brother, but it could be popular in the homosexual community. I'm not sure. I'm not positive. I don't
be,
know if this is what you would want. But if this is something you're interested in, we could propose it. You could consider putting it in the store.
Well, I like the anatomic accuracy to a brain that it has.
That is what brains look like.
Yeah, you know, there's like a stem and there's the cortexes and you know, I'm somebody who likes to work with prototypes and develop them until they become a final draft. I think that just might need a few more drafts before.
Well,
Yeah.
and that's perfectly fine. But I think
Yeah.
for this draft, you could possibly sell it like as perhaps Adam Melvin has an OnlyFans.
Yes.
You know, you could perhaps maybe sell this as like a sort of an OnlyFans type object. Where like
Oh.
this is behold.
Yeah.
You may not be as smart as me, but you
For
could get
all the
down
people
like
who've
me.
ever wanted to have balls on their head.
and perhaps sort of a knob on their knob.
It's
But then it
just
was like,
giving genital warts. I'm
He's
sorry,
got a
like,
knob on his knob.
I'm starting to feel like you might have to censor this when you post it.
I don't know. Technically, it's
People
not.
have been saying that a lot lately.
This is technically. I want to emphasize. This is not a penis. I'm not holding. This is a hat. This is a hat.
Yes.
Which does not make it in any way.
Was it vaccinated for HPV? Obviously not. But
No, no. Unfortunately, it didn't get it. But it's an item to consider. It's an
Yes.
item to consider
Well,
nonetheless.
I appreciate that.
Of course.
I can never knock the thrill of invention because that's a lost art.
That's
you
what I
know.
thought you'd like about it.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a thrill of invention.
Yeah.
You know, that's what I thought you'd like about it. But nonetheless, I guess we should get to your crime.
yeah, what is your crime?
So my crime is human experimentation.
Excellent.
We make it an even whiter race?
Well, I just think, you know, you should be able to experiment. People are already experimenting on people. They just don't know that they're being experimented on.
Very
you
true.
know?
Very
Like in what
true.
sense? Like in what sense?
Well, we just talked about it with the iodine.
That's true.
That's good.
Fluoride.
In the water?
Yeah. So, you know.
I do wonder. With
I
that
hate
one.
being smarter and having healthy teeth. Those
But
fuckers.
I know. Is that true? So they really put fluoride in the water?
Yes,
Is
they
that
do, yeah.
true? Yes,
What-
of
but
course
then
it's true.
Why? Okay, well, how come people so upset about it? Is that like because you know how those people who are like they're putting fluoride in the water? What? I used to know people like that in
Yeah.
Louisiana, and I'd be
Why,
like,
why on earth is RFK Jr. upset about this? He seems like such a smart guy. He must
Yeah.
have a reason other than he's a fucking moron.
he's only he only got a law degree, which has nothing to do with medicine.
Oh, yes. No, but he's a fucking idiot. Like, I read he came to speak at my college freshman year, right?
Really?
And so they gave us his book. I didn't go see him because, like, I read the book. In the first half, he just repeats himself the second half. And it's a 180-page book.
Yeah,
like, it's not
that's-
even a long book.
I'm not saying he's smart. Like, believe
I mean,
me,
he had to have somebody else write it with him, too. He's not.
dude,
he's
it
just a
doesn't.
fucking.
It doesn't take everything. I have a law degree. Okay, we're not talking about like, like it's not.
Well,
yeah.
and he's got Kennedy money, so
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
I mean,
that's what I
the
mean.
difference.
Is like
It's
the only difference is that he could go buy his at Harvard. All right, I just
Yeah.
had to stumble through LSU for a couple of years. You know what I mean? It's just like that's the only difference. You know?
I mean, imagine being just like naturally charismatic by virtue of like I mean, like he just a Kennedy walks into a room, you're
Yeah.
like, holy fucking
Yeah.
shit.
It's like our
That's a
only
Kennedy.
royal family that we had. You know, like we used to have a couple Rockefellers and things like that, but they're like the only one that's truly like our version of that. Like Kennedy walks in, you're like, holy fuck, that's a Kennedy,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, you know. But like,
Got our fair share of weird perverts in that family too.
yeah,
It
exactly,
happens.
Yeah, they got yeah, exactly. They also
Just got nothing on us.
no, they got they got pedophiles too. You got those in there too. My God.
So the human experimentation. Are we going to be experimenting on like RFK Jr.? Like who are we
What would
experimenting?
you? Yeah. What is your experiment? Who would you
Yeah.
like?
I just want to experiment on just all sorts of people, like, you know, just but like kind of mixing it up, like just mix up the races a little bit.
I
Like,
just,
you know?
can I say I just
Yeah.
envy your gumption,
Yeah.
your ability to. You have what I don't, friend, and I just want to say thank.
Let's hope he never finds that gumption. Let's hope.
So, what kind of races would you like to make? Because I have thought of I think of hybrids all the time, but sometimes I think about hybrid animals, like
Yeah.
a lizard with the head of a monkey.
Right,
That
right.
was one that I just came up with. Just not even in my dreams. I just thought about that.
Yeah.
I just came up with it. I just thought about that. So I was thinking with people, what would be a fun mix, and maybe if you went two people, that would be real interesting. Probably.
I was thinking like Pacific Islander
There you go.
with Scandinavian DNA.
Oh, that's what. Okay, that's. I was. You are
Yeah.
thinking the same realm as me, friend.
Yeah.
I was gonna go with deep into Indonesia somewhere, and a Scottish person.
Ooh,
That's a fun mix.
That's
Wait, you guys are just gonna have people fuck each other? I don't quite understand.
Well, no, it's DNA splicing.
Just having a baby, guys. It's just all you're talking about right now.
We want to. There's crimes that he would like to promote interracial marriage.
Yeah, this is the most progressive episode of the show yet.
He's a man of a different time.
All of a sudden, Nate's pro interracial marriage. This is great. This is real evolution for him.
Oh my god!
I know what you mean by splicing DNA. Though I do believe that it's possible that it would still have to exit from a person. I do think at some point.
Well, here's what I like. What I would do is I would steal the DNA from the people and then in vitro,
Okay.
yeah.
Now that would be. Now you could also do this, kind of how they have that that syndrome you can get if you get hit on the head too hard and you get foreign accent syndrome. You could kind of, in that sense. Okay, let's think about this.
Okay.
Just picturing Nate desperately trying to get this syndrome. Nate, stop trying to hit yourself in the head with that pipe wrench, dude.
All I want is the excuse. All I want.
Wear
God.
a hard hat at construction sites, dude. It scares me how often you do
Roam
this.
around, bicycle around town, bashing into the Played football for years. No helmet, leather helmet.
I just want to speak like a German man.
Yes, God, please, give me the Chinese accent.
Don't get mad at me.
Get mad at me.
It was a head injury.
It's a syndrome. This is a syndrome. It's a very serious syndrome. Now, let's think about this. Okay?
Yes.
In that sense,
Yeah.
you have the laboratory, you have technology.
Right.
Instead of putting them together, instead of mixing their DNA, let's put them together. Why don't we take the brain from a Scottish person, put it into an Indonesian? Look at that. Now that might be the biggest mix-up. And imagine you wake up and all of a sudden you're like, what in the good name of golly gosh is that? Where am I? Why am I eating so much rice?
I think that
And now we're back to being not progressive. It's good. It's good. That was freaking me out.
I just love that idea. You take the brain of an Irishman and you put it into an Aboriginal Australian. There you go. Boom.
the only thing with that is just the rest of the body
You
will.
gotta live a day in there. Jesus.
The rest of the body would pick up on it. So it's the stomach is already used to eating all that rice. The
I guess it's true.
feet-
The body, yeah. The feet would walk the same. The feet would walk just as fast as he was when he was an Indonesian.
It would just be immense confusion. And
He would just have an accent.
I would love to just throw a Scottish person in Indonesia for
No, that would
30
be fun.
days, like a Mr. Beast video.
That's
like,
just reality TV,
Yeah,
guys.
let's put a German in Kazakhstan. Let's do that. I like that. Yeah, let's.
Oh, yes.
yeah. Let's
That's
put
a good one.
let's put a Spanish person in Madagascar.
Did you guys ever
let's-
see Idiot Abroad?
Yes,
that Ricky Gervais
only
show?
religiously. I mean, Carl Pilkington is someone that again, a big fan. I would like to have a head like his.
Yeah, so Ricky Gervais and Stephen Merchant would just pay for their idiot friend to go to foreign countries
he's
and to have
he's-
amazing experiences.
He's from
But,
Manchester, and he's before the show they'd say they're like, Carl, what's the farthest you've ever been from England? And he said, I've been to Scotland once. You know, it's like, he's like Wales is like he's oh look on Wales is a bit fun.
I would love that for like somebody in Wyoming or something. Just
That's basically what this is.
Yeah,
That's this version of
Yeah,
it.
yeah. I mean, but like I see the appeal, but it doesn't really qualify as human experimentation. I mean, it's fun.
no. We're like downplaying. I'm talking
Where
literal.
can we send Andrew Ballesteri? No,
No, that's a good. Andrew Ballesteri.
where's the funniest place we could like?
Oh my gosh,
just
Kenya.
kind
Kenya would be great.
Oh, dude,
my
that'd be
God.
hilarious.
Yo.
That's a good one.
Like the farthest opposite. They would be. It would probably be. It would be like when my blonde friend went to China. They'd want to take pictures with him. They'd be like, "We've never seen anything like that before. Like we've never seen. This is the far. We don't even imagine that this can happen."
Right.
I'd like to see him do Mumbai for some reason.
Oh, that would be fun.
That would be fun.
That would be incredible.
Yeah.
Now that's another one that you could really have a fun mix up with if you took if you put somebody, because I'm still stuck on putting somebody's brain into somebody else.
Yeah.
I'm still thinking about that because we're thinking, what if you took somebody from South Africa? You took their brain and you put it into somebody from Mumbai. Now that would be, and you reverse them, you flip them.
Or even worse, somebody from South Africa that is a different color than them.
I know. That's really what it should be. Is you make South Africans be anything but white.
Okay, I was like putting Elon's brain in a black person would be
Sick.
really funny.
That'd be great.
That'd be perfect.
Yeah.
Like,
Make him live it out. Make him walk a day in those shoes. God damn it.
Dude, okay, imagine. Okay, it's like trading places, but you just switch like Elon's brain with like a regular black guy. So the regular black guy gets to be a billionaire.
Wakes up, he's like, "What the hell? I worked at Ford 2 seconds ago.
Yeah, okay.
I was a diesel mechanic."
Now I run the U.S. government.
Yeah, what? Oh my God.
that'd be insane. Like, I think first order of business is like, yeah, that private jet is getting loaded with all the boys.
Oh yeah, that's it. Soul plane. That's what I'm
exactly.
saying, dude.
Make the real soul plane.
Yeah,
That's a
exactly.
good thought experiment. Yeah, what would you guys do if you like woke up and you had switched places with Elon Musk? Like your brain, you wake up and you're his fat piece of shit body.
That would be the first thing that I'd look down at that gut and I'd be like, "Oh fuck, what happened to this? What the hell? My tits."
Well, at least kind of hot yesterday.
Look like SpongeBob.
I would trick some people on an expedition to the moon, and then while they're on the moon, like on the ship or on the rocket ship to go to the moon, they'll land, and then I'll tell them, "Haha, surprise! You're gonna get experimented on." And that's
Like Elon doesn't already have labs doing
That's
this. Like,
very, very good, and that's evil. Like to trick someone in general, that's a very evil, genius thing to do. I like that. And
again, like people are gonna be like, "Oh, Elon Musk is still the same person."
he's
They're not
still
gonna
the
know.
same guy.
Elon.
I know. They're gonna be. It's true. I mean, if I was Elon Musk, I don't even know. I'm not like I mean, I would probably. I would definitely just go ahead and buy up a whole country. I think I'd just be like, you know what? If I'm I want to buy just a whole spot. Do somebody like? Is there anybody who wants to give me one?
Right.
Is there anybody who would like to just? I just offered up like that.
Yeah.
I'd say, hey,
you
can
could probably
I-
buy Greece.
That'd be cool.
We could definitely buy
That would be
Greece.
cool. I would go and I would buy a place and I would make myself the king.
Yeah.
And I would instill a new government and I would make myself the king. And it would be totally wacky.
Yeah.
And everything would be based on the
Goofy.
Everything would be goofy. Everything would be goofy.
You're
Everything
so
would be-
silly.
And I mean, dogs would have voting rights, and I don't know.
Sign me up.
Yeah, that's it. That would be great. I would probably help you with human. I would give you like a haven for human experimentation. Yeah, that's what I would do. I'm Elon Musk. I'm not me. Yeah. I was like, I'd say I'd give you a haven for it. Yeah.
That's wonderful. Like because one thing about me, I have no interest in ruling. Oh my lord! I hope that doesn't sound in the podcast.
Don't worry.
We're
I
gonna
mean,
hear it in the podcast.
Listen,
all right.
you're an evil
Everybody's-
genius. It could be anybody. I
Yeah,
understand.
no,
There's leaders of nations who want to get
They're
on phone.
constantly trying to get me.
get it.
There's a whole network of people that I communicate with that are like, they'll claim to be the Illuminati.
Sure.
Of course.
Sure.
So
Everybody claims to be Illuminati these days.
Yeah.
It's bullshit.
Do you have any like what is your do you have any ties or what is your connection or if any or do you have a rivalry with the Manosphere? Do you like,
I don't have a rivalry with the Manosphere or anybody in it. it's
That's fair.
Bunch of fucking idiots, frankly.
Yeah,
exactly.
It wouldn't even come close.
We operate on very
Have
different
you
planes.
seen the size of his head? Do you think he has anything to do with those morons? No.
I guess, which is fair, which is true. I mean, I shouldn't have assumed, but I mean, I didn't assume, but I wanted to ask because you have a lot of, I mean, you have connections, you have allegiances, and those are some pretty evil fellows, but I mean, in a different way.
Like some of the people that I communicate with do have allegiances to them. Like,
Okay.
you know,
Like-
Trump, of course.
Right.
But not
How
me
often
personally.
do you speak to the president?
Not directly, since he stole my discombobulator.
I guess so. Are you in a bit of a tiff? Are you in a bit of a rivalry?
Yeah. He knows what he did. He's not admitting it, and it's causing a
Donald
rift.
Trump is not admitting to something he did.
Yeah. It's
No.
crazy.
No, I refuse to believe that.
I genuinely thought that he was an okay guy, like not a good guy, but okay. But like he is genuinely a piece of shit.
Are you a
Unbelievable.
citizen of the United States?
No, I'm not.
I didn't think so. I
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
think so. Do you have your own like sort of national allegiance, or do you have one at all?
Not at all. I don't
so.
have a country where I'm aligned to. I just exist as a sovereign entity of Earth.
You are as they would call it, a sovereign citizen.
Yeah.
Perhaps.
Yeah.
Have you considered establishing some sort of sovereign city-state, much like Dr. Doom or the Pope?
That has crossed my mind, but again, like I just the thought of having to rule. I
That's
think
not
it
what
takes
you want.
away from experimenting and
You're
like,
a creator. You're a creator.
Yeah.
You're a scientific creative mind. Yeah.
Yes.
You don't want to be bothered.
You know, do it and just get a wartime consigliere to, like, you know, run shit for you. You know, like
yeah.
Well, you know,
you're not a wartime consigliere.
Well,
Nate.
time will tell. Time will tell.
Times of prosperity go to Nate, but don't, like, under pressure. No, terrible.
Have somebody just in case.
Yeah.
Like,
Michael
true.
Corleone would be selling, like, you know, flowers if he had followed his advice. It'd be terrible.
It's possible.
I don't know
It's
why he'd be a
possible.
florist exactly. I mean, he had a military record. I'm sure he could get a job.
He would
do
have
whatever
done
he
fine.
wanted
It's true.
to.
World War II, they were a lot. They're very good to servicemen. Yes.
He would not have nearly as many bordellos in Las Vegas, though.
No.
I don't. What is this? This is a very extended Godfather joke I'm doing. For, like, who is this for? I don't know.
We don't have many Italian listeners, but again, we do have. Joe just told me, and I'll shout out to him
All-time
again.
great Italian film, The Godfather.
We do have, however,
fair.
we've learned recently we do have one listener in Germany. Shout out to our good listener, our good friend in Germany. Dankeschön
So
again for
fucking
listening. We would love again to know whether
This is
you're
why I don't
Bavarian
tell you things.
or Saxonian or Prussian. We would love to know. We're very interested. Thank you for listening, and Dankeschön. There you go.
shout out to you, German
yes,
listeners.
Then we have another one. We have another country too. What is
we
it?
got. There was some person in Hong Kong that apparently really liked the podcast.
Hong Kong.
I don't
And
know.
as soon as I figure out how to say thank you, and I will do it with the accent.
Sure.
Shush you.
Shishir. Ah, shishir.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's pretty good, right?
Yeah.
Shishir.
it's not bad.
Shusha, good friend. Shusha. And thank you.
It's getting
hope
worse
that was
each
correct.
time.
Yeah, that's right. And I will learn more phrases, and my accent will get better. Thank you.
He's gonna be hitting himself in the head with a lot of pipes.
I know. Say once Thunk gets a hold of me, let me tell you what. Say, things are going to change around here.
I do feel like the dick helmet would, like, function pretty well as a concussion protocol.
That is true. That device
Wear
would
that
work.
over your football helmet.
It does kind of look like those things that they put on when they put those big things on their helmets. You know, it kind of does look like that. You can
Oh,
market
like the
that,
inside. Yeah.
market that to the NFL. Concussion protocol.
Oh yeah. That could be good.
Trying to stop CTE. Trying to prevent foreign accent. It's trying to prevent foreign accent syndrome.
The thing is, I'm kind of not trying to prevent CTE.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. I think it's as
I
of
thought
right
we wanted
now.
people brighter.
Yeah. No, we definitely do. But like, you know, anybody who doesn't want, I don't want to force anybody to be anything they don't want to be.
Sure.
True.
There's
That's true.
people who are gonna opt. Only the people that I kidnap, but like the people
They
that
don't
like.
want to make a Scottish person Indonesian.
well, that's yet to be seen. Wartime consigliere, we've yet to decide.
See, this is why I don't want him as
well,
one.
you know, I'm just saying, this is what could
He's
happen.
already folding under pressure.
I
It's
have
like we're not.
ideas. I have ideas.
Like, so CTE is right now a natural caused symptom just from sports, and
Yeah.
funny things happen because of it. Antonio Brown.
Funny things happen.
Yeah.
He does Crash Out Helmets. Shout out Crash Out Helmets. Antonio Brown, friend of the pod. Very good friend of the pod.
Yep, free him. He did nothing wrong.
dubious.
Free Antonio Brown. Free Antonio Brown.
Free Antonio
Whoever
Brown.
shot that gun at the Logan Paul fight was not him. It was somebody else who used to play for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah, they doctored the image. It was not real.
It's
Yeah.
not real. It's exactly. This is
Yeah.
all you can do a lot with. That's like when I used to have one of my cousins used to think in Belgium that Tupac Shakur was not dead, certainly, and I showed him a picture of Tupac's bullet-ridden body, and I was like, this guy is alive, and he was like, they can do anything with CGI these days. It's like, God damn it, no. That's when that was the first time that ever hit me. Like, some people just can't be convinced.
No,
You're just like,
no.
oh, you're fuck, you're fucked.
Well, it's
Never mind.
not like it doesn't matter. It has no impact on his life to
No.
believe like Tupac is alive. It's just like a
Right.
stupid, and in some way, it probably makes it. It feels like it makes it more interesting or something.
Maybe,
you know,
yeah, like, it's something
I
like that.
see the truth and other people don't.
That
Yeah.
is that you sound just like him. Fuck me sideways.
no, that's what I'm
You
saying.
sound just like him. I've
No,
seen him a couple
there's
days.
so many people like that in the
Yeah.
world that
Yeah.
just think like that's like their ego is based on it, right? Like
Yeah.
that they see something other people don't. Like I know some guy who like he claims to believe like lizard people exist, like one of those
Yeah.
people, and it's
Yeah.
like one of those things where it's so stupid to me. Like I actually do think he legitimately believes it, but I can't say it out loud without being like, what a fucking idiot. Like, because like it's it's either he likes being able to say that and like confuse people with it,
Yeah.
or he legitimately believes it, and like it's like one of those things where it's like, all right, it's anti-vaccine people.
Yeah, same
right?
thing,
Like
yeah.
you know, like
There is like this weird kind of like smugness about it too, where they're like, where you're like, okay, man, they're like. This guy fucking doesn't
Right,
get it,
right,
you
right.
know? He's like, or I also like when they do this when they go like, you don't know, you didn't know this.
Yeah,
Come on.
yeah,
You know
yeah,
there's
yeah.
lizard
Yep.
people. Yeah, there's lizard people. They're under the ground right now. I say they're pedophiles. They control the Democratic Party.
well, 2 out of 3 ain't bad, I guess.
You know what it is? It's because there's so much online communities that will validate. So, like, if you're not gonna believe it in person, well, Lizard Man 101 online, he's gonna be like, don't listen to those guys. Those guys
Yeah.
don't know what they're
Right.
saying.
Yeah. That's the other thing is that they have that in the background too,
Yeah.
which that Louis Theroux documentary did a good job for. Where they're like, don't fuck this guy. Like,
Yeah.
it's very interesting how they can do
Yeah.
that. Now you
Yeah.
can just like, you can really find what you want to hear.
Yeah,
You'll,
absolutely.
if you want to hear it, you'll find it. Yeah. God.
Will validate anything. these
Now,
days.
that being said, that did bring up again a different kind of hybrid that you could get into with your sort of, I guess, human experimentation.
Yes.
Human animal hybrids.
Ooh.
This is something.
chimeras.
Yes.
Was that what that's called?
That's you could call it that. They might be all animal. I assume you could throw a human in there though.
Interesting. I would like that. Like I would like to do the half horse, half man, but I would like to do it reverse, where the legs are of a human and the top half is the horse. That's what I want.
Oh, what would be the reason for
Just
that?
BoJack Horseman.
Just I guess that's fair. I think it would be a fun experiment.
Oh, okay.
It's an experiment.
Yeah.
We don't know. We don't
it's a
know.
great show.
I think
It might be
Live
funny.
action
Might-
BoJack? Hell yeah.
Could
You
be
guys-
a very funny guy.
Yeah.
Could be a hilarious guy.
it's a really misunderstood humanoid horse thing.
Humanoid horse.
Yeah.
Yeah, humanoid sort of equiloid
Yeah,
creature.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Equestrian sort of hybrid. Yes, that's what I'm looking for. Something
Okay.
like that. I want like I want a man bird hybrid, but I don't want it to have any wings, just arms and a beak. There you go.
little chicken legs.
Just and chicken legs. There you go, and chicken legs and feathers. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I want. Like yeah. Like what's this like? I
Terrible,
say.
haunting combinations of things that
Yeah.
leave them in a state that's worse than death.
That's
what
yes,
Nate
sure.
wants.
Yes. The pig
I
man.
want
The
you
pig
to-
man. The pig man. That's what I want. Yeah. Seinfeld. The pig man. The pig man, Jerry. The pig man. That episode really like.
I literally just watched that like today.
It had a great influence on my thought processes in the way I think really Kramer had a lot of, and not after during the show, not post.
Kramer,
during
one
the
of,
show.
one of the
Not
great
post.
thinkers in Nate's
But
life.
truly, one like things like covering yourself in butter.
I
for
believe
purposes
Michael
of, like-
Richards was a real inspiration to
It's,
you.
it's definitely, and certainly. I find him to be, especially during
For
those
the
years.
last time, please stop doing his material on stage. It's not doing
I've been
you
trying
favors.
to rework the jokes. They're not.
Reflecting poorly upon me the number of times you say that word on stage, trying to get a reaction.
No, and he has said, that iconic set at the Laugh Factory. Just
I know that was the problem. I know it was. I know
Everybody knows it.
Everybody knows it. It's
We
true.
can all do it off the top of our heads.
It's possible that is the most well-known comedy set of all time. It's possible. There are people who are certainly not comedy fans that know what that's
Right up there with Dave Chappelle's finer stuff.
I know. Yeah, it's like, good God, I know. It's true.
When you look at all the greats, like, yeah, literally. It stands the test of time.
That is remarkable. And see, I've never thought about it like that, but it is very true. You could have possibly the most successful special of all time. And it's just like that. Like, I mean, if that doesn't blow Burt Kreischer's The Machine story out of the water on YouTube, I mean, like that's, God, Jesus. Well, I was a big fan before all that.
And after.
Oh my God.
Jesus Christ. Oh my God, dude. They did bring him back for that Seinfeld reunion, and they had that part with him with JB Smoove where like,
Oh, yeah,
JB
that was
Smoove-
funny.
That was so fun. JB
Yeah.
Smoove is like, Kramer's like convinced that he's sick, and they're like, Larry David convinces JB Smoove to pretend to be a doctor to go over there and like convince him that he's not sick. But he's trying to bang this woman who's in the Nation of Islam. Shout out Nation of Islam, friend of the pod. And so he's wearing like the tuxedo with the red bow tie, and he's got this hat on, and he walks in and he's like, "What do I do, Doc? What do I need to do?" And he's like, "You must wear this hat." And he like pulls it off and puts it on Kramer's head. And eventually Kramer figures out this is all a scam, and he gets so mad at him. He starts yelling at JB Smoove, and he's like screaming at him. He's like, "You motherfucker, how could you fucking do this to me? You fucking lied in my fucking face, blah, blah." And all these people like crowd around and start pulling their cell phones out, and he's like, "No, not again." And so he's a good sport. He's a good sport.
Yes, yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, Christ. But
Not a great comedian.
no, don't think he does it much anymore.
Why not?
After Killer Special, you would think.
After a special like that, I mean, in that sense,
I guess when you hit those great highs, you just
gotta hang it up.
gotta leave them one and more.
Gotta hang it up.
How do you one up that?
Yeah, exactly. I know. Couldn't have done it better if he died. Thank God,
So you were doing human experimentation.
Yes.
We're turning people into half human animal hybrids. Is
Yeah.
that the kind of thing you want to be doing?
Would you prefer animal or other human? Because I do. I mean, I'm partial to animal, but I'm fine with human, of course, obviously too.
Yeah, if we were to do another human, I think my magnum opus, another animal, my magnum opus would have to be a platypus.
That would be a
yeah.
very interesting one, sort of a furry duck-like reptile.
Yeah.
Kind of God's original human experimentation.
Yes. God's first one is let's put a duckbill on this beaver. See what happens.
With the poison sac.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and make it poisonous and give it cold blood. Yeah,
Can we
that's kind
make it lay eggs
Yeah,
too?
that is kind of the ultimate. That truly is the ultimate animal hybrid. It's got the face of a bird, the body of a mammal, the blood of a reptile, and lays eggs,
Soul of a person.
and the soul of a man. Exactly.
It's really unfortunate that no Australian like comic artist decided to like coin platypus man. That would be
Platypus man.
yeah.
We had a turtle named Platypus when we were growing up. My brother had a little sea turtle like that named Platypus. We feed a goldfish, and we I don't know why we called it Platypus. That's just what we called it. And we would feed a goldfish, and it got very immense, and we used to love feeding.
When
it.
you say goldfish, you mean like the snack?
Oh no, like live.
Oh, live,
like,
okay.
Like little,
It was a
like
kind of snack.
No, like sort of, in a way. You could eat them. I've seen people do that. It's very bizarre. But he would eat the logo. We'd go buy goldfish and just dump them in there and watch them eat it. It was pretty wacky.
Oh, wow.
And one of them actually survived the first feeding, and then started feeding on other goldfish that we put in there, and it got so big that platypus couldn't eat it. So then we just had this massive goldfish in platypus, and it lived for like 4 years. That goldfish.
Wow.
Yeah, it was nuts. Yeah, it was very crazy. Yeah. The
I
things
wonder
they
if they
could
were
do.
friends, or if he was just like, one day I'll eat you. He just got ambitious.
I think that's what happened. I think he was like, all right, I'll get around to you eventually.
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
he just got so big. Like, and every once in a while you'd see like a chunk taking out the goldfish, like maybe he got hungry or something, just like need a bite, you know what I mean?
It's
He
a
was just-
mobile snack.
yeah, exactly. I think the Spaniards did that with horses in the 1500s. So, I mean, you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
You know?
Godzilla and Mothra kind of respected each other, but would fight.
I think that's kind of
yes.
that's the vibe that I got.
that's
Was that
solid.
like two different sea monsters within this ocean, and
Yeah.
every once in a while, like they would have to fight over, yes, there they are, the peons. Yeah. So yeah, pretty wacky. God, dude. Well,
Yeah.
well, you do. I mean, you do have some good ideas for hybrids and such like that. You
Yeah.
know, is there anything that you would like to do with your hybrids once you have them created?
Yeah, just I think at that point I would quietly be the father of the new race of people and like the
Oh, we're
They
going
co-
like full. This is where you're going to need a sovereign. You need a castle.
yeah.
You need some sort of gloomy castle with lightning striking behind it.
Yeah, you need something like that. And if you, I mean, if you're gonna, would they not? And they would call you Daddy.
Yeah, daddy would be appropriate.
I think that's good. I like
yeah.
that. Daddy Thunk.
Yeah,
that
daddy
would creep
thunk.
me out enough. Like if I was like there to stop you, I'd be like, oh god, no.
Yeah,
Like
Daddy.
I'd spell it a little different, like DATHI. or
Diddy.
something.
Daddy.
Daddy. Yeah.
And that's very Ghanaian. Now, would you? And would they? This is a big because this is very important to me. What sort of accent would they have?
Oh, great. So it would have to be a mix. My favorites, right?
Oh, I love
Yeah.
a mix. I think
Yeah.
about them all the time. They're very difficult to do.
Yeah, it has to be perfect, but like a mix between Vietnamese and Jamaican. It would
So
like,
you're okay.
Yeah.
I can't do it because I haven't perfected it, so it will come off totally problematic, unfortunately. But I have thought about.
I'm like if you had been practicing it.
I mean, it's not something I do in the mirror every day, but Jamaican Chinese has been something that I have. I mean, I dream of it.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
like what does it sound?
That sounds like a really nice food blend.
Yes,
actually.
it could be great food. It's fun, you know, so I like that.
and
I
there's,
do like
there's
that.
a rare chance of catching that in Jamaica because there's a lot of Chinese in Jamaica. So like,
What?
yeah,
No
so
way.
There's a possibility like that a Chinese family just moved to Jamaica and you can catch that fusion happen in real
So
time.
many phrases just ran through my mind that
Yeah.
I like almost spilled out. Like I was just like I was so close. Stop.
Calm down, Michael Richards.
Please.
Calm down. Whoa there, boy.
Oh my god! I just like my neck just got hot. Good God! Oh, whew. I mean, what I mean about that's enough for me to make a trip alone. I know. No, I'm here for scientific purposes. I'm sorry. Yes, I am.
You know, it just we gotta get more whimsical with this like
I do
DNA splicing.
I do like the idea of me going. I would go to Jamaica, and when they like at customs, them being like, you know, business or pleasure, and me being like, science friend.
It does
Science.
still sound to me like you guys just want to have people have sex and then like just be different from what you'd expect them to normally be. Like you're like this gene splicing is getting out of hand.
Well-
a Chinese woman and a Jamaican man together.
I think this
Can
is
you guys imagine? We're evil scientists here.
And I do
I
like.
think this might be a
It's
good
like
point in
the
the
plot
pod.
of Love Island. I'm pretty sure. Like
This might be a good point in the pod to mention I am a virgin.
This,
So
this is the time. This
so
is the
when
time.
women give you head,
yeah, I dream of it. I dream of getting head.
And it
Yeah.
would be interesting if you could find a woman with a cranium the same size of yours. I mean,
Well, I've seen a few, and I like I'll go in their DMs, and they don't
Yeah.
seem as receptive.
well, I'm shocked.
Yeah, yeah.
That is shocking. They would think people generally like what they know. I would,
Yeah.
you know, or like they would be. I mean, like astonished by the anomaly.
Yeah.
A man, look at that. You know.
I would think, but,
who doesn't like men?
Well, in that sense, you could use this opportunity to bed many of your hybrids or create even different I mean, you could make a real mix up yourself if you wanted to,
Yeah.
friend. You know, I mean, you could do. I mean, you could really. And a lot of times, often, when one kind of assumes this daddy with a THI
Yes.
sort of role, oftentimes sexual intercourse is quite common with many people, many
Yeah.
citizens.
Are we advocating right now for kidnapping people, experimenting on them, turning them into animal hybrid creatures, and then having some sort of bestial relations with them?
Well, I'm not.
First
not
of all, this
per
is
se-
exactly why I got into this business.
That is good to know. That's great to know.
in a sense, perhaps.
Just glad we're here.
If that's your interpretation, then so be it.
All for the sake of science.
It's for science. Thank you again, a scientist. A scientist. Thank you. Rarely do we have other scientists.
Right.
You know, I myself, of course, I'm a scientist.
A man of letters.
I'm more of a scientist of a different time. You know, I don't do a lot of book reading. But
Back before we had all the science that we have now, I would have been an amazing scientist.
I would have been. Yeah, I mean, there's a time when people were like, when
You would have made a great alchemist.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, but
You know?
when people were like still looking at rocks, going, "Man, if only we could make these round and turn them," I would have been the best scientist anybody'd ever seen. I mean, I would have blown people's minds. I would have shocked them, you know, with things I can do.
You guys ever hear about the Jews? I don't know, what the fuck is this guy talking about? He's way ahead of his time.
Me with the Sumerians, yeah, that would be me. I'm like, you know, they did this. Yeah.
You're reading the Sumerian text, you're like, you know what this is missing the Jews.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. You know, that's crazy because there's some fellas that did something like this. And one time, y'all are not gonna like how this turns out. Yeah. Y'all are not gonna like how this turns out. That would be me. I'd be the fortune teller. It'd be, I'm like, no, trust me, not gonna be a good move. You don't want
Oracle of Hane. I mean,
yeah, those rats on those boats are gonna kill you, dude. You don't want that. Exactly. Yeah. Good God. Dude.
Okay, so you guys were setting people up on dates or something. What was?
I mean, when you boiled it down to it, I guess in a sense it comes. Yeah, I mean,
I think to make it more evil, they should be blind dates, and not the blind dates.
I like
in
that.
they don't know who they are. I mean, in that they
And
have
like,
to.
if they don't get it on, we're gonna take their eyes.
Well, I was going to say that they just have to sit through the whole. They have to do everything blindfolded. They have to show up blindfolded. They have
like
to sit
that.
through the whole date blindfolded.
I think there should be stakes.
I do like the idea of stakes, though. I think that actually adds a little more of an evil element.
Yeah, and also they should have stakes like for dinner.
Yeah, right.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
certainly to determine the power us. Yeah.
See, I've been a fan of Jigsaw. Like, I like what he does. So, like,
That's the small man on the tricycle.
Yes, yeah. Always making those contraptions and unique
Real
things.
entrepreneurial, that
The
guy.
key is in your belly button.
Yeah. I'm like, genius. Yeah.
That is pretty. I mean, I've never watched the Saw movie. I don't like horror movies. I get too crazy freaked out. I'm a lunatic. But you know, but I do like the idea of him being like, the only way you can get out of here is if you untie the knot with your toes.
It's a lot of fun. You
Yeah,
know?
he sounds like a silly guy.
Good old fashioned family fun.
I mean that's
silly,
my,
man,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's my kind of fun. That's funny. That's silly. That's comedy. That's comedy. If it's just that, that's comedy.
Oh, yeah.
That's okay. That's okay.
High, high comedy, those Saw films.
That's high comedy.
Yeah.
This Jigsaw. Look at him with his mask. Looks like a
And he's
jester.
doing it all in a tricycle.
Yeah, that's also whimsical. That's hilarious.
It is.
You know, that's hilarious.
I think if we're doing animal human hybrids, just go for like the real human centipede. You know, like actually, you know, don't half-ass it with the like sewing people's mouths to other people's butts. That's lame. Like,
Well, then what else would you propose? These stick
I
your heads
want a
inside?
person with 100 fucking legs and arms.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
Now you're talking. That's a hybrid. Now that's something I could come up
Like,
with.
imagine that
Holy
person sewing.
shit.
That's incredible. Knitting with 100 arms. Yeah.
The hand jobs.
Most prolific prostitute.
Simultaneous.
Unbelievable.
That is actually because it's true. They had that film, The Human Centipede, and that always that just disturbed me a bit. The idea of just of that much poo.
Yeah, exactly.
Like some poo,
Very
sure.
Sure, I
Yeah.
mean that's nature, but just all that.
That was excessive.
all that just wretched,
lot,
isn't
yeah.
it? It's a bit much.
Not a fan.
Yeah, I found that to be a bit much for me. You know.
Yeah, it's crude. There's no you know.
It's
yeah,
crude.
yeah. There's no like spirit. It's simply human experimentation for the sake of human
It is.
experimentation.
For the love of the game.
Yeah.
And it's, I mean, if I wanted to make a horror film about that, I could cut, like the poop monster, comes from the toilet and like you and like I don't know, pulls you down in there and makes you eat it. You know, that's kind of human centipede because then you have to eat it too. So you'd have to do something different with the poop. A man who comes up from the toilet and shoves poop back up into you, until you die.
Whoa.
Yeah, and you can't get off the toilet. You're stuck on it.
Wait, are we
my
doing
God.
Saw now? What is,
Yeah,
This does sound like Saw. And I'm
No,
like,
that's my version of Saw. A guy he sits on the toilet, and all of a sudden, boom! Oh my God, he's stuck.
he can't get out.
Because I put glue traps all over the toilet seat. So he's stuck, and all of a sudden, a small man, a teeny tiny man on a tricycle, smaller than Jigsaw, very small, comes up and goes, "Prepare to be refilled," and fires poop back up into his butt, and he can't get out because he's stuck. And then the regular Jigsaw,
what the hell
comes
is
up
going on
and
right
he's
now?
like,
Are you?
The only way you can get out is if you untie the knot with your toes. Now that is a horror movie.
But Jigsaw, what he would do is, because, the time constraint, he would just have the poop just shoved up indefinitely.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
The time constraint will come if he has poop shoved back into him. And so now it's like, if you don't do something, you're just going to explode.
From the inside out.
Yeah.
Exactly. It'll meet in the middle.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
Okay, I want to thank Tucker Carlson for providing Nate with the sleep packets he's been taking for the past 3 hours.
These Alps pouches are very strong and make my mind race.
Yeah, that was one hell of a delusional rant you just went on. I'm still not exactly sure how this trap would work. It sounds like, again, we're just filling a man with poop. I don't know that there's really an opportunity to get out of this trap.
Well, the glue traps and maybe like and Jigsaw would have turpentine and be waiting with turpentine.
Okay, you got to watch at least one of these
or
movies.
Goof off. That's what he'd have. He'd have Goof off, and he'd be sitting there holding Goof off. He'd say, "I won't give you the Goof off until you untie the knot with your toe." And he would have and it would be a tough knot.
So
like
Tucker Carlson just packs these things full of nicotine. Is kind of his strategy, and that's why
are
people like them.
packed up.
Up right now.
Oh yeah, I'm also very excited. This is a topic that I think about this all the time. I think about just hybrids and
How you would fill a person with poop?
Well, I do think about the toilet often. I do have a lot of.
I got you distracted. You're thinking about animal-human hybrids. That's
Yeah,
better.
yeah,
Let's
sure,
go
yeah.
back to that.
Sorry, no,
like-
I invented an entire code, the toilet code, when I was in law school. I wrote an
Nope, see,
entire.
I
set
tried.
of
I got you off this
toilet
topic. We're on a
laws,
different
toilet
topic.
rhymes.
Coming right back.
Oh God! Oh God! Tucker Carlson's going back over. I can't get him back on track, though. Get the weaponizing thing out. Make it snow.
We're
now.
gonna have to do the discombobulator on this one. Just nuke it.
Oh my
I think I'm
God!
already discombobulated. I'm totally discombobulated. Okay.
I feel discombobulated. I feel like Pete Hegseth, frankly. Let's invade Iran.
Full dose of what he got.
Oh my God!
So human animal hybrids. People with lizard tails. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh,
Sure.
those will hurt like a whip.
Yeah,
Like,
It's a fine weapon.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
a fine weapon.
Yeah.
Could you think of any other hybrids that you might propose?
Let's see. Platypus was number one. I would say a close second. Would have to be human insect hybrid.
Oh, that's
like
a good one.
Like a mantis.
Like a mantis?
Yeah,
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 like a
that's
man
freaky.
mantis?
Yeah.
The man mantis? I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking about a man with the ears of a donkey.
Oh.
Who crows every day at 6 o'clock. 'Cause
Yeah.
That's what donkeys do. There's somebody you just hit every day at 6 o'clock. He goes, oh,
Yeah.
Like, that's him. That's his life. He can't control it.
I'd figured without the hybrid, there's people like that are just like like synchronized like.
There's people with long enough ears that are
Yeah,
synchronized. Probably the people with the longest of ears are synchronized to donkey.
There's a guy in an old folks home with severe dementia that like every day at 6 o'clock he'll crawl and say something.
It is. My grandmother was in an old folks home for a while. We had her in two different ones. She outlived her inheritance. We didn't think she would live that long, so we had to Shanghai her to the state-run place for a while. And she was doing real good. She kind of got into this war with the Japanese, but she was in control of that place. I mean,
Yeah, she was in
yeah.
Shanghai. I
mean, she was tough. But there would be some pretty wacky fellas in there. I remember there was a guy that told me, he came up to me and he told me that when he was young, he used to go out and he would wear alligator suits and drink scotch and milk. And then he'd say, "Play that jukebox," and there was no jukebox anywhere to be found. It was. I loved him. He was great. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, his name's Ernest. Yeah.
I think you should just make hybrids of like all the like superheroes, like have a Spider-Man and a Batman and an Ant-Man.
Bat Spider.
Yeah.
The bat
Just,
spider. That's good.
yeah,
The
that'd be
bat
cool.
spider.
Yeah, you can send them out and do
The ant
things.
spider.
I like that.
Yeah.
The
Like
woman's.
a real Batman would be much better.
I-
Supersonic sound, the echo location.
You'd have various. You could have super spider. You
Yeah.
could have bat spider. You could have woman spider What woman spider?
You're having a hard time with that one.
I don't know too many superheroes. So there's Fast Spider, the Flash. Fast,
Oh, yeah.
Fast Spider, very fast. He's like the fastest spider in the world.
The jumping
Now
spider.
you're just giving a spider superpowers.
That's
different.
Well, that's what I thought. That's what I thought we were doing. I thought we were doing like a
Tarantula man, just super hairy.
It's really,
just,
really, yeah.
Well,
Just
now
like
you're
a-
just inventing Italian men.
Yeah,
It's fine.
just with many arms.
which is a lot of arms. Yeah, that would be cool. That'd be interesting. Yeah.
Super effective Italian man.
A very, very, very effective Italian man. One that never sleeps.
What if an Italian man fucked a woman? Human experimentation. Boom.
There we go.
Experiment as old as time. What will happen? No one knows. No one fucking knows.
Okay, so I'm pretty sure we just helped you become a pimp tonight. I don't know.
That is a crime. That is a crime.
That is a crime.
That is a crime. And he's an evil genius villain, so he can do it on a grand scale.
yeah.
I think it's. Are you satisfied with this crime?
I am now. Once we boiled it down to just me wanting people to have sex with people and animals, I think
Yeah, we'll just set you up in Mexico. It'll be fine.
I like the way that you like nonchalantly had like people and animals.
I think we boiled it down, which made it easier to think about. I was, sometimes as a genius, you think about the most complicated ways. To
I'm
do
sure
things, and-
thoughts are flying through your head
Yeah,
a
oh,
million
yeah.
miles a minute.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure.
So I appreciate the fact that we were able to just just
of
bestiality and
course.
just straight involuntary sex.
Well, we were very happy to have you on here. We're very, very happy. Do you have anything that you'd like to plug, Thunk?
Just continue to see the updates. I'm dropping patch notes all on my channel.
Nice.
Unk of the Week is every Saturday.
Unk of the Week.
Fuck yeah.
And Sunday, sometimes even on Monday.
yeah.
So
Oh, yeah.
just look for all that stuff. Keeping it cool, keeping it fun. In the meantime, I'll be doing some evil stuff in the background.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude.
And y'all check him out. Y'all check him out.
Yeah,
Big
dude.
Thunk, he is the man. Y'all
Yeah,
check
my
him out.
favorite supervillain. That's for sure.
Thank you, guys.
Unequivocal,
Thank you.
hands down.
Yeah.
And if I was to make an evil league, you guys would definitely be.
Oh,
in it.
hell yeah.
Oh,
Thank you.
A man after my own heart. Thank
Yes.
you. Oh my goodness.
I look forward to being part of that league.
Definitely. Me too. Me too.
All right, great. Well, this has been a great time, man. Thanks for coming by. Thanks for
Thank
hanging
you very
out.
much. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Appreciate you, Thunk.
All right, great. Well, I'm Joe.
I'm Nate.
This has been Perfect Crimes.